Okay. Making some dinner. I'm making a little video about acting and moving to Los Angeles and my own experience so far. I'm moving to Los Angeles. I can't believe it. But I have a place to stay for a little bit until I can find my own place, and I have all my stuff with me. So worst case, if I don't like it, I can just go back. So you may not have that luxury. I'm lucky. I count myself lucky for that, to have that. But the topic of this video is more like, are you ready to go to Los Angeles, right? And who am I to talk, right? I've never done it, so. But what I've discovered, because I've been freaking out this whole time about this, right? I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and I'm finally doing it, and I'm freaking out. I still don't even know what the heck I'm doing, right? Well, I was just driving around and I was thinking about this, okay? I'm ready, okay? I'm ready. But and I say that, like, people say, I've heard this said before, I think, where it's like, well, do you have all your stuff ready? Do you have money saved up? Do you have, like, a demo reel? Do you have, like, a blah, 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 blah? And it's like, personally, maybe there's a sweet spot where it's not so perfect. You don't have everything perfectly lined up. Because I would like to have more money saved up. I would like to have, like, what if I get into the union? I'm not in the union. What if I need to get into the union? Well, that's like $3,000 or something, right? I don't know what it is exactly, but which sounds like, oh, well, I'd just figure it out then. That'd be awesome if well, yeah, but like, think about it. You're getting emails from your agent. Oh my gosh, like tomorrow you need to figure this out, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, how do I come up with $3,000 overnight? I think there's a payment plan, so there's that answered. I think there is a payment plan. I need to look into that further, but I'd like to have money for that. I would like to have more money in general saved up. But I have enough, I feel, especially it's helps that I can look around at places while I'm staying with a friend. So let me get some spaghetti here. Hold on one second. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a dramatic situation. Everyone's dying. Okay. So my point is, you know, are you ready? Because here's what I was thinking. Driving there, like, sure, it's hard, but it, like, honestly, like, it's not that hard, right? Here's my point. Like, there's opposites to everything I'm saying, but, like, it's not that hard to drive over there, right? Like, it's been hard to pack up. It's hard to pack up and all that stuff, but for me personally, I'm single. I've got all my stuff. I can fit in a little trailer, and I can sleep in the back of my truck. And once you got the feeling of, like, the peace that everything's ready to go, everything's good, you know, it's all squared away. Then you can kind of drive. You kind of sit there and you think, you know, you can sit in your truck and you think, okay, here we go. Now, where do we go from here? Freaking. Sorry, there's a bug. Anyway, where do we go from here? Like, let's see what time it is. Because I need to give those noodles 9 minutes-ish. So it's 9:05. I'll give them till 9. It's a late dinner, right? For most people. 9:15-ish. Except I'll do like 9:13. Noodles will probably be done. The spaghetti will probably be done. 9:13. Okay. So it's like I got all my stuff all ready to go, and you're sitting there in the truck. I'm thinking, just driving around just today, thinking like, man, in a few weeks I'm going to be doing this, except I'm going to be driving to Los Angeles, and holy cow. But then it's like, okay, now that everything's squared away, where do I go? Where's the best place to put myself? Where do I want to stake my flag? And like, maybe I don't want to. What are the actually? Like, what are the pros and cons? Because I keep like going back and forth. Am I just kidding myself? Is this just the dream I've had since since I was a kid, and I'm just doing something stupid? Because I feel like I've really kind of gotten my life together, in a way, and recently, and like, am I just gonna go mess all that up? Oh my gosh! Like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. But then, like, when you have everything kind of starting to come together, like you got some stuff packed, some things like figured out. It's like, okay, now I can think a little more clearly now. Is this like, where do I want to go? You know, is this a good idea? And I don't know yet, actually, but it starts to become a little more clear. And so my thing is for you: are you ready in the sense of? Because, oh yeah, by the way, once you get all your stuff, if you feel like your stuff's getting ready, like, you take away the hassle of, like, packing stuff up and saying bye to people and telling people, and all that, like, is hard for me, and I'm just like, whew. And then you do all that, and it's like, okay. It's not that hard to get over there. Like, once you're there, you're just there instead of here, you know? Just because it was hard to pack up your stuff doesn't mean it's a good idea to move across the country. You know what I'm trying to say? Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's good. You feel like you're doing a lot, but then you just like, okay, like think about it. Like, I am here, my body is here, Jacob is here, and I will drive across the country, and then Jacob will be there. That's it. I think I had a quote once when I was like way younger and everybody thought I was wise. It's like, wherever you go, there you are. And maybe that's what I, without knowing it, meant. But like, no, like, it's like, I'm here, I'm Jacob here, I'll be Jacob there. Will there be more opportunities? Well, that's a good point. Let's talk about that. Probably. You know, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's a good film city. But it's not like, you know, like there's up in the air I could go to Atlanta. But it is a similar... Like, I am in the Southeast market. I'd just be now in the city of Atlanta. And there's stuff that shoots in Wilmington, but I've got my own story I could tell you. I've been doing auditions for 5 years. I get really close a lot, but I just haven't really ever booked a union job. I booked a non-union commercial. Like, I have a ton of short films under my belt. I feel like I'm talented. I've taken like a 2-year Meisner program. I've even done theater. I've never... Like, I've been trying very, very hard for the past 4 or 5 years at this, and I've always wanted to move to Los Angeles. And so there's one thing that's really in my mind of like, oh, maybe this is not a good idea that I've recently kind of clicked with is over here, North Carolina is a right to work state, so I can work on a union set, no problem. In Los Angeles, the way I understand it is, if casting wants to book me on a right to work state, right, or if casting wants to book me on a union job, then I have to be Taft-Hartley'd in, which is like they have to give you, you know, they have to submit a reason, write out. You can Google it and stuff, but they have to write out a reason why they're hiring you instead of somebody else that's in the union. So, as far as I understand, right? So, that's one thing, but I rebuilt an engine, okay? I knew it was crazy. And you could make lots of different analogies, but I'll just stick to the one thing I'm trying to say right now. Because initially I wanted to just order a new one, a used engine. Order a used engine off of like eBay and hope, like, do my research as best as I can and just trust that it's going to work, hope that it's going to work when you try to start it up. Well, I ended up taking my dad's advice, I think, and rebuilding it. I'm pretty sure he was the one that was kind of encouraging me to do that, you know? I was like, you know what? Yeah, this could go poorly, but let's do it. Anyway, so I did, and it worked. But, I'll never know what would have happened if I got a used engine. And actually it worked, but I do have an oil leak, and I praise God that that's all that it is. Somehow I only have an oil leak. and it's not that bad. But it's not that bad of a leap. But so thank you, Lord. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is, yes, in the middle of that process, I couldn't get the AC lines out of the way, and I would have had to, like, I was calling people, like, you have to get this professional people to, like, discharge your AC and all this stuff, and some people say just let it go and all this stuff, but that AC line threw me for a loop, and it was right in the way, and I'm like, how am I going to pull this engine out with this big, like, hard line, like, it's like a hard metal line, and that stumped me. I'm like, this is it. Like, I got this far. I've never done it before. I've never rebuilt an engine. I've done mechanic stuff a little bit, just watching my dad and doing it on my own and all this. But I thought that was the end. It's like, no, this is the one catch, you know? Like, this is why it won't work. And this, not that I couldn't have somebody to come out and do that, but it's just like, I don't know. In my head, it was like, maybe not the end of the project, but man, it really put a brake on it for a few days. Well, guess what? I found a way around. I kind of was able to bend it up a little bit. It bent the tube slightly, but it bent right back into place fine. Like, I haven't had any issues with the AC. Oh, I'm talking so fast I'm losing my breath. Because I'm trying to make this somewhat concise. Because the point I'm trying to make is, like, leave a little room for God. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this whole Taft-Hartley thing I'm worried about. So you think God can't do that? You think that's too big for God? Guess what? It ain't. Like, if I would have known I would run into that before I started the project, and I let that stop me from doing it, oh my gosh, what an incredible experience it was to do that, and like, confidence it gave me to do that, and all this stuff, and I would have let that stop me? No. Well, maybe, but that would have sucked if I would have done that. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is, for me, that's a big one. I'm like, dang, so like actually, for the best thing for my career, wouldn't it be to like book a union job here and then go there first? That way I'm like SAG eligible, so it's not much of a barrier for them to hire me and all this stuff. That sounds like it makes a lot of sense. It does, and it really does. And I do believe it. I actually think that makes a whole lot of sense. But it's like, you're reading about something online and basing a decision on it, right? Which is good. Like, you've got to use your best decision making and all this. But like, should that stop? Like, should something like that? It's a specific situation. It's not stopping me so far. I've got all my crap packed in some little boxes. Okay, it's not stopping me so far. I visited Atlanta. It was beautiful, but I've just had LA on my mind for years now. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, but once you get all this stuff, you can think logically, like, well, actually, there are more opportunity. Like, and that's always been something I've argued, but it's true. There are possible opportunities out there that are special and unique to the area, and there is really good training out there that you can get. These aren't just like things to make it sound better. Like, these are actual things that are like, oh wow, these are good reasons. Okay, the cost of living, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. And it's like, don't try to play that down. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Holy crap. It should not cost that much to pay rent. That's freaking crazy. You can think clearly when you know, don't kid yourself about the good or the bad. Spaghetti noodles are done. And I'm still talking. So basically, like I said, I've got tons of student films, short films. I've directed and written short films. I've been in a play now. I've done Meisner for 2 years. I've done all these things. So many different headshots, and I had an agent, you know. So I don't know. It's like, for me, I feel like I'm ready, and demo reel I feel good about. I made a website that just recently, before I move out there. My resume I feel pretty good about. My demo reel I feel pretty good about. All these things can get better, of course, but it's like the one thing on there that headshots I feel good about for the most part. My hair is like a little slightly different, but the one thing I feel like, there's a one thing that's just on that not on that website, you know, which is, there's my drums I'm trying to sell, which is a union job, right? SAG eligible, co-star. But also I've thought, like, what if I did get a co-star here? Then you're sitting here, well, maybe I should stay. I booked that. I'm building some traction. You should stay. Then you just, you know, like, maybe that's not my path. Maybe I'm on my own unique path, and that's not my path. Just doesn't appear to be, actually. So, but what I'm trying to say is, I feel like I'm ready. Like, I feel I've got enough money. I've got, like, I mean, it's gonna be crazy, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, the living expenses. Yes, I understand, but it's like, it's nice to think about peacefully. Is this what I want to do? Well, there's some really good pros and there's some really bad cons, but yeah, like, I feel like I've got some good materials here, and I think it's a good time, you know, and I think there's a little bit left for God, and I don't think that's me being crazy, you know. Now, who knows? I might say, well, yep, I was crazy, and then move to Atlanta, try to get some co-star roles, or New York, try to get some co-star roles, or just quit all in all, and just say, screw it. Who knows what I'll do? But I mean, I've already given it up to God, you know, which sounds like nice and fluffy, but, like, truthfully, I need to remember that, because when you truly give it up to God, it kind of feels like, to me, personally, just my personal opinion, it kind of feels like quitting, and it's a relief almost. It's like, oh, whew, yeah, screw all that, you know, because I'm done. This sucks. This is hard. I give it to you, Lord. I quit, you know. And he's like, oh, okay, well, here, let me take it. And he starts working his magic, bro. I'm just saying. That's just my experience. I don't know. Everybody says don't quit, never give up. I don't know. Maybe I'm only preaching to a certain amount of people, like a certain group of people. Because for me, it was like, I have always been like I am not I don't quit. That's like my memo. And maybe to an unhealthy extent. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, maybe some people don't need to hear that, but some people need to hear don't quit. Maybe it's just the way I was raised. Or maybe I'm kidding myself and I am a quitter. Oh my gosh. So, can you tell that I'm an interesting person? Can you tell that, I don't know, I'm just about done with everything. I'm tired, I'm fed up, and I'm ready to do spaghetti. But no, yeah, basically, are you ready? How do you feel? Because let me tell you, my feelings are all confused. My words are all confused too, apparently. My confused are all feelings. So, just realize, it's not that hard to drive over there. When you're there, you're there. You got all your stuff ready. Like, everybody says it, but it's like, it's so much easier probably here to build that stuff if you got cheap rent, right? And I'm like, crap, am I? So, like, really what this is me saying, like, crap, am I screwing up because, like, my rent is so cheap right now versus what it would be out there? It's like, wait a second. Now that I face that and look it in the freaking eyes, no, I don't think I'm kidding myself. I think I'm ready. Thank you, Lord, for that. All right, bye-bye.